Well, I think I counted, and I think this is part 7 or 8. Oh my goodness. Trying to keep this in 30-minute segments or so and finagle it around my children yelling back and forth while they're playing games is been quite fun. I decided, since these ruffles are so long, I have one friend who would tell me you can never have too many ruffles, but I'm not sure. These are a lot of ruffles that I am trying to squeeze in here. So I am sewing them on one at a time, believe it or not. Because there's so much bulk here. So I am gradually getting these ruffles sewn in here. I'm not even sure I'm catching all of it, but once I've got them secured, I can go over them with the serger, and I can kind of cut into it and make sure I've got it all. The in between the ruffles aren't going to show as much anyway, so, but I mean this, oh, I did not catch that. Oh, don't tell me. Did I run out? I ran out of bobbin thread. Yes, I did. So let's see how many crazy things can happen with this. So I'm going to have to go around and do the black ruffle again. And I thought I was about done with this one, and I thought I would turn this on. I hope I'm not boring you guys half to death. But you can put it on double time. So you can speed through some of it. Oh my goodness. So let's start again. Looks like I did not make it very far at all before I was running out of bobbin thread. So I can go over it a little bit faster now since I've got that. So see, I've got the yellow one on there. There's a lot of spare threads, just threads all over the place when doing something like this. So just trying to make sure I'm not getting those threads in between where I'm going to have a ton of threads showing up. Try to make sure I'm touching. Try to make sure I've got fairly even ruffles. This one definitely pulled through. Let's see. Should have a seam here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Good. Okay. Alright, and then I should have a seam right here. So I'm trying to, these bigger ruffles went salvage to salvage, so I can pretty well line them up with the seam. The bright yellow, I didn't have as much of it. I'm working on scraps with some of this. So some of my gathering thread has already come out of this one. So I'm going to be pinching in here to try to make do. Be about like that. Okay, so we're probably could have pulled that through there a little bit more, but we'll since it's going to be in between, this black part will be in between two other ruffles. That will cover a multitude of issues. Okay, I've got another seam right here. So I'm going to pin this while I poke my finger, of course. Well, if nothing else, maybe this is some comedy for somebody. Oh, Lordy B. Okay, lift that up. Tuck these ruffles in there. And by the time I get this done, my daughter may well have wished that she would have just bought a costume or something. There we go. And now, pull it over here. A left thread in there. Okay. I mean, look at all those ruffles. Just ruffles, ruffles, ruffles. Oh, Lordy B. Okay. Now, get in there and the last of it. I have the black ruffle on. Okay, everything's stuck in there really good. I have to really go through and get these extra little threads, but we're looking pretty good there. So, next ruffle. Again, I do believe this was salvage to salvage. So, try to untangle it. Seams there, and seams here, down here, right there. Okay, make sure that I've got my hem on the right side to the dress, wrong side to the back. And whenever I did these gathering stitches, I did them in a white and a dark, which in this particular case was a really good idea because it's easier to see which one I need to pull. And like I said, whenever I go to serge, it'll take care of that. So I'm just going to gather that one up a little bit. It doesn't matter that much because it's on the other side, and I'll catch that later. This is the one that I'm going to be sewing. So get it started. We're going to lift this up, go ahead and back up just a touch. Put that in there where it needs to be on the seam. Plop that down. Make sure it's around the dress. Go from this one dark thread. There's just so much to need to pull, and you want to be really careful with gathering stitches like this. I only did one gathering stitch. 2 gathering stitches will definitely make things more even. If I was just doing one ruffle and I wanted it to be more even around and more symmetrical, then I would have done 2 gathering stitches or use the ruffler foot. Okay, because I need this to line up to the middle of the dress, which is about right in here. See more of those little threads. Go ahead and clip those while I see them so they're not an issue later. There we go. Now I should have a seam in this black right there. So I want the seam here to be pretty close to the same spot as the black one. Get a pen, put that there. And then we need to get this thread, all these gathers down where it's straight across there and ready to sew on top. Now, when we get all this bulk, the underside of the dress is going to want to bubble up and get caught, which is going to be a nightmare if it happens. Again, I've done it before. So, I want to make sure that that's not happening. Here, make sure that underside is not bubbling, and we're going to go ahead and pull some of these gathers over here and spread them out and hopefully make them as even as possible. It's a lot of fabric and gathers to be going through. So if you do this on a home machine, you're really going to want to make sure that you are babying it in there. Or tier the ruffles. Because another thing that I could have done with this is I could have put this ruffle on, and then I could have hemmed both sides of this ruffle, and I could have hemmed both sides of this ruffle, and I could have tiered them and put them, you know, at like an inch away from each other. And on a home machine, sometimes that's a little bit better way to do it. It kind of spreads out the ruffles. These ruffles are gonna like poke out and do all kinds of fun things, which I'm okay with, because if you think about a little bumblebee and how the little bumblebees flying around, you know, with their fluff and everything, their fluff's all poking out and their wings are going, and so that's what I'm kind of going for here, and not necessarily just a symmetrical ruffly situation. Okay, oops, nope. Here we go. There. Now get it in there. straight-ish. Okay. Get that black thread there. And start pulling this in. Okay, and then spread it out. See how much that is just ruffled in. Those little ruffles out. Make sure we're not bubbling, which we are just a teeny bit there. Remember to double check that. Okay. Hopefully it didn't grow too bad. Oh, got a little bit of bubbling right in there. I might have to go back and do that. It caught it again. I'll double check that. At least it was on the last ruffle. So seam ripper is sometimes our friend. Let's see. There we go. Trying to find the right threads to pull there. And then we want to another seam right here, so we need to find the seam right there. And get that seam lined up. And then we want to find black thread here. So we can pull that. Get them in there where we're getting it pretty straight. Wow. Okay. Pull that up here again. Get started through here. If you can hear the dog outside barking. Who knows what they're concerned about right now. That's what we've got going on there. It's getting tangled because there's so much going on here. all these little ruffles going the right way. Sure, there is some seamstress that's probably having conniptions right about now. But you know what? We all do our own way and do things the best we can. And it's okay if it's not. If everybody did everything the exact same way, the world would probably be pretty boring. As it is. Let's see. There it is. Okay. All right. Twisted and trying to curl back on itself. Oh, Lordy. Here we go. Okay. Now, let's see if that one spot, see if we can see it. It's right there. Okay. See how that bubbled up? And it caught right in there. Now, there's part of me that thinks, oh, I could top that with a little bit of lace and you'd never know. And there's another part of me that it's just a little spot here. Let's go ahead and seam rip that out and get it right. So, see, I can see where it got that extra bit here. So I'm going to start back here where it started. There's so much going on that I really could have made my stitches longer. And if you're on a home machine, that's kind of a trick. If it's getting hard to get through all the layers, make your stitches longer. And your machine will have an easier time going through. This one doesn't really care. It can go through lots of layers, but it wouldn't hurt the project at all to have several. And seam ripping would have been easier. Of course, we're at 24, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this off because you don't need to see me doing this. and I'll get that in there and I'll fix that. And then for the most part, the dress is done. I think I'm going to go ahead and leave these little arms. I don't know. I'm going to iron them and see what I think, but they really kind of coordinate with some of the other stuff going on here. So I think I will just iron them out real good and get pictures of it on our little princess whenever she has her little birthday party. All of these ruffles. Let's see what these ruffles do on her. I do want to show you something real quick that we did. We made her a wand, little bumblebee. Kylie, Prairie, Ruth. She's our felt and fun girl. Those are pom-poms, and we hot glued 3 pom-poms together, and then hot glued the little what are those? My brain just went south. Pipe cleaners, sparkly little pipe cleaners on there, and I doubled up these little antennas, and if you can see, we've got so it's hot glued on there really good. We realized we were out of wiggly eyes, and a friend of mine sent me an early Valentine card, and it had wiggly eyes on it, so we stole the wiggly eyes off the Valentine card and put on it. But this is just a bunch of thread or ribbon that I had in the different colors. Match really good, and that'll be her little wand. And then these are her little hair clips, antennas. So there's a little bumblebee here, and little curly ribbons, and a pom-pom on the end, and that'll go in her hair. So it's going to be adorable. It's going to be absolutely adorable. So if you made it this far, thank you. And you're a champ if you made it through all of these parts. I will try to get better at this and do some tutorials, or maybe not tutorials, just sew with me type things. Let me know what you'd like to see. I love making children's clothes, and I noticed that there are some children's clothes videos on YouTube, but they seem to kind of follow just a particular pattern or whatever. So if that's something that you're interested in, I also make clothes for myself, and I've got several plans for this year. I would like to just sew myself a whole new wardrobe, and then I have some gifts. I've got a baby quilt to make and 2 wedding quilts to make, and so I'm really excited about that. So let me know what you're interested in. Are you interested in more floofy, fluffy, silly things? I have a little grandson as well, and I was thinking about doing some little applique bib overalls. Is that something that you would be interested in seeing? And I'm really sorry for the mess. We did get on Skillshare this year. Everybody's been talking about that, and I thought I might try doing some video editing classes whenever I have time and see if I can do that. If you haven't subscribed to the magazine yet, we're just getting a lot of good input on the magazine. It's a biblically based magazine to help with sustainable living. We've got some permaculturists that are putting some excellent information in there. We've got a few recipes and just lots of different stuff. And I'm just really excited about it, and I really enjoy doing things like that. So if you haven't subscribed to the magazine yet, please do. I'll make sure that there's a link below for that, or you could just go to prairie-trail.com. It's right there at the top. And we've got a lot of free stuff there as well. And I'm working on a Patreon if that's something that you're interested in. We have a prepping workshop already uploaded into the Patreon. So I just need to get all of the other ins and outs going on that. And we'll probably just charge $5 a month or something like that. Seems to be kind of the going thing. You know, buy me a cup of coffee every once in a while, help me keep the lights on. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the series. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you learned a lot of things on, you know, a lot of what not to do probably with your sewing machine. I will try to get some videos up pretty soon about caring for the machine, cleaning out a machine. I'll pull one of the other machines out and show the cleaning and the care. I kind of talked about that during one of the videos. If you haven't seen all of these, I can't remember if it was part 1 or part 2. I talked a little bit about how to, you know, if you've got great grandma's old sewing machine and you want to pull it out and you know, start doing a little stitching, what you need to do as far as maintenance and repair on that machine to get it started properly. So I will let you go. The last part of this video will be a little bit of my little granddaughter bouncing around in her dress with her little antennas and her cute little bumblebee wand. So I'm really excited. We've got decorations and all kinds of fun things for the party, and it should be a great time. So thank you so much, and remember, you can make it through the dust storms of life with God's divine help.